This is a Nikon D3200 camera, and in this video I am going to share you the best video settings for this camera so that you guys can start filming right away. Don't worry, I'll discuss this in a very beginner friendly way so that you guys can catch up pretty fast. If you guys still miss something, do let me know in the comment section. I will try to reach each one of your comments and reply to it. That's a promise. Without further ado, let's jump into the camera settings. The first thing we'll do is select the manual mode from top. Then let's go to our main settings, which is movie settings. Select the camera icon, the second option from top, and select movie settings and go to the manual movie settings and turn it on. It will allow us to adjust our aperture, ISO and shutter speed in the video mode. Otherwise, camera won't allow us to do so. Don't worry, if you don't understand what is aperture, ISO, shutter speed, just follow along the video. The first option we are going to set is frame size or frame rate. Unfortunately, you cannot record 4K with this camera, but for YouTube or other social media, no one watches video on 4K. So you will only select from these two options, 1920 by 180p 30 frames per second or 24 frames per second. I will suggest you, if you want to record a video, a talking head like me, select 30 frames per second, and if you want a cinematic video, then select 24 frames per second. Then go to your live view mode by pressing this button, select the shutter speed, double the FPS you have selected. Like if you select 30 frames per second, then the shutter speed will be 1/60, and if you select 24 frames per second, then select 1/50. You can change your shutter speed by rotating this wheel on the right side of the camera. Then open the movie quality and select high quality, cause we want the best quality this camera can offer. Then let's go to the third option. Before that, in case you guys are new to this channel, hi, I am Liposen. In this channel I review tech and camera gears. If you guys are interested on those, consider subscribing and hit that bell notification icon so that you guys are being notified when I release a new video. Let's continue the video now. Which is microphone, and select manual because auto will not allow you to adjust the sound quality according to your need. I will recommend an external mic with this camera like this. This is a very cheap mic but still give you the best sound quality. If you want a full review of this mic, just check out my mic review. I will add a link in the description. In the manual section, try to adjust the sensitivity according to your environment. You can just record and listen to the recording and tweak the setting until you are satisfied with it. That's all for the settings. After that, let's open the live view mode and set the aperture. Always set the lowest aperture you can have with the lens. The lowest the aperture is, the brighter the scene will be, and the shallower the depth of field will be. I mean, the background will be more blurry. You cannot change the aperture of this camera in live view mode, so let's get out from the live view mode and press this I button twice, and it will allow us to edit the aperture, ISO and every other feature what we can have in picture mode. Now press this plus minus button on the top and rotate the wheel to reduce it. Now open the live view mode. You can see the aperture has changed, and this is the lowest aperture for this lens. This depends on the lens. Now let's change the ISO of this camera. Same as aperture, you cannot change the ISO in the live view mode. So again, get out of the live view mode and press this ISO button, and you can change the ISO here like this. It depends on the scene you are recording. If it's a brighter day, you can get lowest ISO. If it's a dark scene, then you have to increase the ISO, and try to get the lowest ISO possibly you can manage, because higher ISO will introduce grain in your video. Now comes the white balance. For white balance, as a beginner you can select auto, but if you want to experiment more, then you can select the options from here. And to enable the autofocus, you have to select the full-time servo autofocus option here like this. The final settings we are going to change is, first press the menu, the third option from the top, this little range icon, then go to video mode and select NTSC option. Don't select PAL. This is a video output standards. To be safe, just select NTSC. I will not going to explain the difference between NTSC and PAL as it's a beginner tutorial. After everything is done, just hit the record and you are good to go. Nikon D3200 is a 10 years old camera, and I have never imagined that a lot of people still using this camera in 2022. This was my first camera and I loved this camera very much. If you guys want a full review of this camera and want to know is it usable in 2022, check out my Nikon D3200 camera review. I will add a link in the description or add a card somewhere in the top section. If you like this video and want me to create more videos like this, do let me know in the comment section and try to subscribe to this channel. It will help me and this channel a lot. See you in the next video.